Gruesome Magazine.
Hello once again. I am your host, Doc Roden, and this is Gruesome Magazine, where we review the very latest in streaming and video on demand horror movies. Each week, my co-hosts, Jeff Mohr, Crystal Cleveland, Dave Dreher, and I will take a look at various spooky, scary, gory genre offerings. Tonight, we are going to review No Escape. It was originally called Follow Me.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to discuss if the name change works. All right, let me introduce the crew here. First up is the one and only Jeff Mohr. Jeff, how you doing, sir?
I'm good.
There's no escaping that cricket. I'm telling you right now. Cricket.
I can even hear it now. I apologize. The viewers and listeners.
No,
it's kind of soothing.
They're hiding in
a way.
Hole in the wall or something.
Yeah. He wants to be on the podcast so bad. That cricket does. All right. Enjoy the soothing sound of Jimmy Cricket while we keep going here. All right. Also joining us tonight is Crystal Cleveland, the living dead girl. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I mean, I don't have a spike. I always do it the wrong way. A spike coming from my eye. So, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a Benny, right? That you don't have that. That was now. Okay. I like that you're showing that because to me, it's obvious how they're getting away with that. The perspective.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have to go there. All right. All right. So what we do here, if you're new, is we'll give our first impressions. Then we talk about the film for a little bit, and then we wrap things up with our final thoughts. Our score 1 to 5. And I should practice that because I screwed it up. And then our favorite scene. You did a good job. Now you did 1 to 1. Stop distracting me.
5.
All right.
No, 3.
No, 3. 4,
not yet.
Crickets.
Crickets.
So stick around for that because that's what you want to hear. So this is going to be a fun one. We are talking about No Escape. So what is that film? No Escape. All right. That's really a good poster. I'm just saying this isn't a game anymore. No Escape. It's coming September 18th, 2020 from Vertical Entertainment. It's written and directed by Wernick. The cast includes Keegan Allen, Holland, Roden, Pasha de Lichnikov. I have a feeling I mispronounced that. I apologize. Roden, Rubenstein, Denzel, Whitaker, Amelia Ayers, and others. There's many others I should and probably could have listed. The synopsis is: a social media star travels with his friends to Moscow to capture new content for successful vlog. Always pushing the limits and catering to a growing audience, he and his friends enter a cold world of mystery, excess, and danger. As the line between real life and social media is blurred, the group must fight to escape and survive. And that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. I think that's exactly what this film is. So let's start this off. Let's give our first impression of No Escape. And Jeff Mohr, you're up first.
Okay. So I like this.
Okay, good.
But I don't know why. I probably shouldn't. Well, no. Okay, so it seemed to me these characters, I did not like most of the characters. They were just too hip, slick, and cool for this old fart. But the whole video blogging kind of thing, and how that guy it interrupted everything he did. It dominated everything that he did. So I sort of automatically was sort of he's too self-obsessed. But I got to where, once they got into it, I got to like it. It takes a while to get rolling. There's maybe a 20, 30-minute ramp up. So you get about an hour where they're into the escape room environment. And I kind of like that. I did an escape room once, and this was actually, their solutions were easier than the one I was in. The people that ran it were too obtuse with their clues. It was really difficult. So anyway, it seemed like I'm trying to think of how to say this. So what I'm going to say is I felt like I knew where it was going, but at the same time, there was probably 3 or 4 different possible outcomes that I think they kept open until we got to the very end. I had my ideas, but there was a point where I started to like they had me going. So I don't know if I want to say anything more than that. Lots of good gore, I think. Stuff happens. People are in situations they can't get out of. A lot of tension. I felt like, at least I felt tension. So, and the acting was good. I thought they played their characters good. A couple of them were pretty unlikable, but that's what they were supposed to be. So,
yeah, there's a really good gory scene trying to find a key that is about in the middle of the film.
Oh, right.
Find a key. Yeah, there's some fun stuff happens. All right, Crystal Cleveland, you're up next. What is your first impression of No Escape?
So I really liked this movie. What's interesting is they make several. Okay, so the main dude, Keegan Allen, this is embarrassing to admit, but I love him because he was in a show I watched called Pretty Little Liars. Pretty Little Liars. I'm not talking. Yes, I'm not talking about this. I'm so embarrassed. I loved it. Okay, and Holland was in Teen Wolf, which it was fabulous. So I love both of them. I think they both did an amazing job here. Oddly enough, I don't feel like they made his character seem self-absorbed to me. I don't know what that says about me as a person, but I'm like, well, this is his job. I kind of have had an issue with the fact that anyone had a problem with that. As a matter of fact, maybe it's just because I feel like I get it from his perspective. He's kind of almost always working. I mean, when they had the bar scene and she gets upset with him because she was in trouble, I was like, well, you went off to the bar to get a drink. You felt like you were going to be safe, so he assumed you were going to be safe. It's he's your boyfriend, not your bodyguard. That's how I felt personally. But I mean, I guess I'm kind of hardcore and more independent than that. But I think that it was shot very well. I think that the story was a little long. They stretched this out. That was my only real nitpick with the movie, is that it was long. It felt long. Just when you think that the movie was going to get started, it doesn't get started. And then it finally gets started, and then it goes on, and then you're still not done. It's almost like you have a whole nother segment of the movie. So, and it wasn't like segments, like 3 acts, it felt like, or something. Yeah, like 3 acts, basically. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I did like the gore. I did like the little escape scenes and the things that were happening. And I mean, you knew what was going to happen at the end. The whole thing was obvious what was going to happen, and I was okay with it. It's not a movie that I'd be like, it's so great. No, but it was entertaining. That's all it is. It's an entertaining fluff piece. It's an entertaining fluff horror, and I accept it as that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of think they gave away the ending. They forecast it pretty early with a couple characters having a conversation. They if you're paying attention, you'll figure things out. Doesn't mean that it's not entertaining getting there and finding out. Let's just put it this way: they don't give it away, but they cast the doubt, right? And with that doubt in mind, a lot of things that play out, for me, kind of lost some of the impact. So I'm kind of torn with this movie. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. I kind of love this movie and hate this movie at the same time, because I was really annoyed with it, but at the same time, I was having a good time. And you're absolutely right. It's almost sectioned in thirds, and then each of the thirds have their own 3 acts, right? So you have the first one leading up to the event, then you have the event, and then you have another extra little thing at the end that goes off and has its own. So it's actually it's 3 acts maybe, but it's actually 3 segments with its own 3 acts in each segment. So it's interesting in that way. And I didn't mind the buildup because it was, it starts with them on a plane ride, and you're setting all the characters up and the surprises, and then you're in Moscow, and then and they're figuring that out. They're figuring out this new person that they're meeting, and what kind of person is this? And they're casting a lot of doubts and suspicion on him, and the characters are kind of stupid at times. When the guy jumps on the thing in the airport, it's like, well, that was a dumbass thing to do. What the hell do you think was going to happen, you idiot? So there's some things that kind of.
Some people are stupid like that, though.
Yeah.
I know people like that, so that's why I'm like, well,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't ruin the movie. It's just kind of a nitpick. It was just kind of like, I don't know. It was a little groan worthy for me, but at the same time, it was like, okay, fine.
I thought it was exactly something that guy would do. If anybody else would have done that, I wouldn't have bought it. But that guy. You're
absolutely right. If anybody in the group was going to do it, was going to be that idiot. But so I did enjoy. I don't know. The setup was actually better than in a lot of ways in what's happening. They compare this to Saw, but it's not as.
Oh no!
It's not as
Saw.
It's not as imaginative as what Saw does. Or even Escape Room.
No.
It's a pretty much kind of restrained in that respect. Very straightforward. It's like here's the problem, and they have to solve it, and the solutions to it aren't really all that
difficult at all.
Except for the first one. The first one was, well, I mean, there was a big X. Maybe it was a little obvious, but that was a bit of a surprise, though. I do give them that when he turns around and he sees the guy laying there. It's like, okay, well.
And was that guy circumcised?
I didn't look.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Which just totally tripped me out. Well, no, they were talking about it in the chat. So
were they? All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that. I was just like, well, this is weird.
Like,
This is totally weird.
You just watched Frank Berry and you didn't look.
I know. So what's interesting is that I was. It had me, and at the same time, I was like really mad at it, but I was having a good time with it. So I'm what a strange way to feel about a movie.
And that's why I said it's like a horror fluff movie. It's fluffy horror. It's nothing too intense. It's not. It had a few little tense moments, but it's just it's a light. I could watch this over and over, and it's just there.
Mm-hmm.
Some movies I can't do that because some movies may have some moments that are just too intense for me, or they're just too boring to listen to, or whatever. I think it's kind of just there. It's just a fluff entertainment horror movie.
I will give some props to some of the actors because they really sold that some of the stuff was painful and hurting them. Mm-hmm. The guy that was in the stretch thing, all chained up and he was being stretched, he sold it that shit was hurting. I would believe that it was hurting him. He would have sold me. I would say, yeah, you're in pain. What am I going to do to help you? So I don't know. Did you guys buy the relationship between our leads?
Well, like I told you, I feel like she was like, I love Holland. I think Holland did a great job. This is a writing issue for me. So I need to make that very clear. For me, I feel like she was kind of a baby. I mean, I don't know what she was expecting from him, really. She's like, I just don't know if that's more important to you than me. I'm really not okay with that kind of stuff. I don't like whiny babies. And the reality is he paid her a lot of attention. It was obvious he was into her. He was like, she's great. I mean, I feel like she was the character was kind of a princess, and that's
I'm with you. Yeah, I mean,
I like that.
he risked his life, right? He risked his life
to come back to save her. And I mean, it was obvious. Like, he took a few minutes out just because he had some fans there, and I mean, he's like in Russia. He's like, "Oh my God, they're my fans." I didn't understand her getting so upset about that. How on earth would he know that some
I was thinking in the bar,
gangsters?
Right?
Yeah, in the bar. I'm like, how would he think some gangsters are going to come up and, I mean, I know that's a whole writing thing is all. So no, I would hope that he would have kicked her to the curb personally. Yeah. But she's hot, so that helps,
Yeah. Well, I mean, they physically were a match. What do you think of Keegan Allen as their lead? I thought he played the part really well. I liked his reactions, his inner challenges, and I totally believed his character and his motivation and stuff. Yeah.
And I think at the end he was phenomenal. At the end he was phenomenal.
Yes.
I was like, that is good right there. Like, I even was like, almost like it was so good that I was like, that's really good. He's doing a really great job. That's how good it was.
Yeah, Jeff, so did you have a problem with the, because it kind of went in and out of being, found footagey, from the perspective of the camera. Did that work for you in this, or did it kind of rub you the wrong way?
I mean, I guess I did. It didn't strike me as, it worked. It worked. It was part of the story.
Yeah, because you had a problem with the social media aspect of it, or
so here's
you
the
didn't
thing.
like the characters.
When I said the guy seemed so self-centered, I think it really is because of my age, because what he's doing did not exist until like what?
Yeah.
6 years ago. Maybe?
Yeah, 10 years. 10 years
10.
ago. Well, for him, literally 10 years ago, because that's was.
So somebody to be doing that. We were joking about we did the movie called Red Apple. We were talking about videotapes. That was like a huge thing, right? And before that, we were playing tapes. We were playing films that didn't have sound. So now we've got this guy who's like, I don't get the.
He's live streaming like we are.
Yeah. It's kind of like Spree, right? That was similar too. So I don't get that, and I don't get the attraction, but that's okay, because that's not my my cohort, my age group, my generation, So I did get sucked into watching some music reaction videos for a couple of days.
Oh no! See, don't fall down. Don't go into that deep dark hole.
And the Russian guy that evaluates weird gimmicks and knives and stuff like that, but. Other than that,
it's getting sucked in. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
You get, and that's it. And so, anyway, so that's what it seems like, a very self-centered existence. But
it's his job too, right? That's how he gets paid. That's how he makes money.
Right, exactly.
So I guess that's part of it for me. I'm like, this is his job. It's not just like it's a hobby or whatever. I mean, like. I guess that's why
we're doing the same thing, but I would not ever. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. What do you?
Anyway.
Oh no,
they were good. They were good.
Right.
I liked the relationship too. So I thought she was okay.
So there's a moment in the car, right? Later on, he's in a car and he's got to make a decision. I'm not going to give any things surrounding this particular car event because it gives a little bit too much away. But I was kind of troubled there because I was like, what are they thinking here? What is the story trying? I mean, I understand they're trying to, it's a fight or flight kind of thing, right? I mean, that's literally what's happening. But there's an underneath that.
Is he good or is he bad?
There's actually something else going on. And maybe we need to talk about this after the show, or maybe in the comments down below.
But that's irrelevant.
But what would have happened if he drove away? What happens with the rest of the movie?
You find out that that would have been revealed.
Yeah.
That would have been revealed. That would have all been revealed. I guarantee you they would have something put in place as soon as you leave that garage, you know? And then you're a loser for the rest of your life.
You would be. It would have totally destroyed him.
Yeah. See, now that would have been, this just showed his true character. The fact that he didn't leave and went back knowing he was facing certain or maybe certain death. I mean, that's the real character of a man.
Yeah, there's some really fun things happening. There's an elevator scene that or an elevator shaft scene that I thought worked really well. There's a couple things that really make this film work at times.
Well, you think I was watching this, and in the beginning it shows him and his streaming life. There was a lot that went into this movie. Just all those different scenes and stuff that they had to, just the setup alone for all those silly little snippets that were just so fast. I'm like, damn, that was a lot of work put into this movie.
Right. Getting everybody in line to be in the shot, whether you're on the phone or you're on the
Yeah, it was just a lot too.
Well, all the flashback stuff, where he was growing up and
that too.
There's all kinds of scenes. They were all over the place doing all kinds of crazy things. But that they had to set up the character because that's what this character was.
Yeah,
it was 10 years of these adventures. But he had a great personality for that type of show, right? I mean,
and let me tell you, this character is very different from his Pretty Little Liars character. I didn't really like his character. He was super boring and drab. And this character is so lively, and just his smile is so bright. I was like, oh, I mean, he's hot. He's hot, actually. I did not think he was hot in Pretty Little Liars. I was like, ugh, gotta go.
Well, I'm going to give everybody listening a heads up. If you feel like certain characters are a little too on the nose stereotype, don't let it get to you.
Is that what you think? You think they're too on the nose stereotype?
When it comes to some of the Russians.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Right?
I love it.
It is
but
ridiculous.
I think that actually work. But see, doesn't that actually work for it?
Does it? Tell me, does it? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but I can't tell you why.
Because that's true.
Because of the way the movie progresses, it makes sense to the movie. Get it?
Yeah, but it preys on that, right? I don't know. See, this is where I hate this movie and I love this movie.
I don't think that's a problem for me at all.
I really hate this movie and love this movie at the same time. I mean, I really do. It's so
I was okay
frustrating.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, in the end, I was well, okay. Anyway. This movie frustrated me and I love it. All right. It's time. Let's wrap this up. Let's give our final thoughts. Our score, 1 to 5. 1 to 5. I do backwards. And our favorite scene. This is the fun part. This is what you've been waiting for. But first, before we do, if you're still hanging with us, please subscribe. Subscribe down below. We're like everybody else out here, we're trying to get there, right? Help us. Do the like button, do the dislike button. I don't care either way. If you let us know, hit some comments down below. We want to hear from you, what you think of the reviews, what you think of this particular movie. And there's a bell and you get notified. And if you're listening, subscribe on iTunes. Let's do it. All right, final thoughts. Oh, this is where things are going to light up. Let's do it. Final thoughts. Score. Favorite scene. Jeff, you are up first, sir. Let's have it.
I think this is worth a watch and have fun. If you think you see it coming, that's okay. Just go along for the ride. I didn't know exactly. I mean, there was only about 3 or 4 options, so I was trying to find clues. I didn't catch the clue that Doc's talking about for some reason. Maybe I wasn't looking for it then. Now I got to go back and look.
Now you got to watch it again.
I will. And because for me, this had a lot of tension to it, and that's what I kind of want to watch these kind of movies for. So giving it a little extra for that. So I'm going to give this a 3.5.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And favorite scene. Oh, I get to go first, and I'm not ready.
You're gonna steal
I'll
it
take
right there.
the key finding scene, I guess.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
That is really a highlight. That really is, because it's gross.
Well, that's the first time. I think that sets a bar for the stakes. That
It
opens
does.
up your ideas of what.
Well, at first I almost had a problem with it because I was like, he's doing this so easily, and then I realized, oh yeah, because he thinks it's all fake. So he's like, whatever, I'm just gonna do it or whatever. So that made sense. I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. I see where we're going here.
Yeah, I think they just. I don't think they ever reach that bar again. But we'll talk about that when I get my turn. Now it's your turn, Crystal Cleveland. What's your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene?
I definitely think you should watch it. I think it's fun. I think it's fluffy. Don't think too hard. Just watch it and enjoy it. It's fluffy. It's a nice fluffy movie. It's like a nice bearskin rug. Fake bearskin. I do not approve of killing bears for your rugs. Anyway. Okay, so I'm going to give it.
Or spiders.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 3.25.
Okay.
My favorite scene is I'm crushing your head. And what a pretty little head it
is. My, that was brutal. Yes.
That was awesome.
Yes.
That was good.
I'll give you that. All right. In a lot of ways, I agree. When you get a chance to watch this movie, it's fun. It's fun. It's enjoyable. If you go in wanting a Saw-like film, and they kind of sell it that way, you're not getting that. This is kind of baby Saw, right? But it's made to be like an escape room, so it has that elements to it, and the escapes are ramped up to be a lot more serious, right? But they're not as intricate as when you're in an escape room and you've got to piece everything together. The how to do things are fairly obvious for them. You more than likely you'll like these characters. You'll understand the characters. For the younger crowd, you've probably seen 100 of these guys out there on the YouTubes. For us older folks, maybe not as many. But there's certainly, this guy Keegan Allen certainly hits the mark on it. And they're great. They're good enough to watch. This movie, I think, is theatrical worthy. I think this movie could have played in the theaters and actually done well.
Yeah. I think it's a good intro horror for a lot of people.
A gateway, it's a good gateway horror film. Yeah, I think so. Because the gore isn't all that. There's certainly worse gore in other films, but at the same time, it's gory enough. Like the scene that Jeff picked, definitely. But at the same time, this movie aggravated the shit out of me. I was like, come on. So if you get that kind of reaction, I'll be interested to hear about it. But at the same time, it didn't spoil it. So what a weird movie for me. Okay. So you guys kind of talked me up a little bit. And I'm going to give it a 3.
Yay!
It certainly is on the better end of the movies this year. It's not going to be in the top 10.
No.
I think with a little tweaking, if they could have kept, and I don't want to rewrite the film, but the scene where they're finding the first key really had some unexpected gory impacts, and you don't really get that again. If the other ones would have been even more so, that if they could have kept escalating that ickiness to it, I
could tell them some ways to do that too.
Carries
instead of water, why wouldn't it be blood? A nice little blood bath.
or
so hot.
Or some other kind of liquid. But it's certainly, or just solving the puzzle to help the water could have been blood instead of water, right? So there's all kinds of things they could have done, but that's rewriting, and I don't want to second guess them, but it just felt like everything after that was a little bit, we reached your high, and
that was the pinnacle.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
that was unfortunate. Now it does circle back around.
Yeah, it does.
But not for a good stretch. So, I'm rambling, and I'm going to shut up. My favorite scene. My favorite scene is definitely the one that Jeff took. So if it's not that, what could it be? There's things to do. I'm going to say I liked our guy Thomas, Denzel Whitaker. When he was strapped to whatever stretchy thing, there's a name for it, but when you're on
like the rack,
yeah, it's kind of like a rack, but it isn't. But it's rack-like. Did he sell it? Holy crap! I believed every pain, every wince. Good going, kid. That was, man. I was hurting. You were hurting so much. That was good, and I'm going to give it to him on that. How's that?
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. I was waiting for a response. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So there's our review for No Escape. It was originally called Follow Me for obvious reasons. But I
think that would have been better. There's too many No Escapes. Like when I tried to look up the movie, I was like,
there's a lot of them.
Where is it? It's not here.
But I don't know if Follow Me sells the danger of it. Right? It implies something different. So titling a movie is a tricky damn thing.
Yeah, it's so lame. It makes such a difference too.
Right. But I think Escape Room is a little bit more impactful. But yes, at the same time.
No Escape.
Yeah, No Escape. What did I say? Did I shove them together? Holy crap.
You said Escape Room.
Escape. Oh, did I say Escape Room? I thought it said Escape Me there for a second.
Escape Me might have been nice, actually. Ooh.
All right.
Might be onto something.
We're going way off the rails. Crystal, Jeff, thank you for joining me. This was actually a really fun discussion. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me and us.
Yes. Yay! And thank you for watching. All right, let's say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
Gruesome Magazine.